Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of that Respect to Combat podcast, episode 243. You probably noticed that I'm not on here alone starting off the episode like I typically am because, well, I do what I want. Judge me. So, to introduce everybody, he was here last week, and it seems now we will be on with each other on a more regular basis. Mr. Brendan, how are you doing today?
Hey Eric, how's it going? I'm doing well. It's gonna be a great show today. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, no, today's definitely going to be a fun show. We got a lot to go over. And our special guest for today, he is the official ring announcer, creative booker, timekeeper, online personality. He may have a time or two with your mom after the show. He is the voice of IPW, the Deuce. How are you doing today?
Yo, hey, thanks for having me here. Doing great. Fantastic.
Hell yeah. No, dude, thank you for making the time to hop on today.
Yeah,
We know that you, with IPW, have a very busy schedule as is. So we
do.
really appreciate you making the time. Now, with all that being said, are you gentlemen ready to hop on mainstream topics here?
Let's do it.
All right. So to start off our mainstream highlights, Anna Jay is the latest wrestler to return to AEW as a part of Willow's TBS Open Challenge. Now, it seems like this is becoming a pattern where people who haven't been seen on AEW for quite some time will come back and they immediately just challenge Willow. I don't know exactly where we're going with this, just because it doesn't end up becoming anything that can be built off of. And then they basically just go right back to the back doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like Camille, she has a buy-in match at Dynasty. That was a squash, and then she loses to Willow, and now we haven't seen her since. So this is kind of the part that bothers me with AEW, and I'll say this until I'm blue in the face. Their booking style is just very lazy. It's very poor, and I understand with people saying that they quote-unquote go for the indie style, or that it's just different from what other professional wrestling companies that are televised do. But the thing is that there is a workflow when you have wrestling on TV that you need to typically abide by. And one of those things is making sure that you have storylines that the audience is able to resonate with and that the audience is able to understand. If it turns into something that the audience just is not able to understand and they don't get it, then they're just going to turn it off and they're just not going to watch it. It's the reason why AEW ticket sales have gone down. It's the reason why viewership has gone down. It's the reason why now really the only time that their tickets usually do well is during pay-per-views. I mean, don't get me wrong. They're now starting to sell like 4,000 tickets a Dynamite, which is better than what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still not where they need to be. Like when WCW was going toe-to-toe with WWE, they were bringing in the same amount of people every single week on a regular basis. AEW can't say the same. Hell, TNA can't even say the same. Like, as upset as I am with how TKO and WWE have been handling business lately, the one thing I will say is that they have consistency.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, we also had Anna Jay also call out Sean Ross because of the fact that he reported that she was going to be leaving AEW and she's currently in renegotiations on her contract and publicly had to call him out on stream. I mean, what do you guys think?
Well, you're spot on about Tony Khan's booking style in AEW, and that's what has worked against him. And I know he told Russo and Coachman when he was on their show, he books a show that he thinks his fans will like. That'll only get you so far. AEW has that niche audience that he still has. Tony Khan needs to start increasing the numbers, because if you guys recall, back in October 2019, they started with 1.4 million people watching.
Yep.
They're where they are back to 610,000 from last week after Darby won the belt. So it's starting to go down again. Well, Collision barely gets 300K. So that's where Tony Khan needs to be a smart businessman. Okay, I was here in 2019. I told people this. I need to do something to get the interest back in the show. Yes, he told Vince and John, the coachman, that TNT and TBS are happy, but what happens if the merger happens at Paramount and other people are in? They might look at it and see, they were here, now they're here. We don't like these numbers. We want to change. So you got 6 months to make a change, or we're gonna get you guys off air. So Tony should realize he can't do this style forever. The more he does this, match based show, more people are going to lose interest over time, and it's going to get to the point where they gotta go to smaller venues and maybe off TV,
Yeah,
in my
when they
opinion.
first popped up, like being a stable WWE fan, it was like, wow, fresh faces.
Yeah.
Wow, lots of high spots. And it was exciting. But, without the strong storytelling, both within the show, because, like, if I flick the channel and I see it on, they need to do something to make me want to continue watching as well. So I'll watch
Yep.
the remainder of the episode. But besides that, they also need to have good long-term storytelling. So I'll tune in again next week, right? I find they've tripped up in that area at different times, just over, let's do something for a spot, or let's do something so we can get a cool social media post out of it.
Yep. Exactly. And another thing too, there is people forget about it barely a week later. Like
Mhm.
for example, the nail spot when John Moxley got slammed on the nails, people forgot about it in 2 days.
Yeah.
The skewer crap, people forgot about it. Like they do short term holy shit, oh my god, to get people talking, but it doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. It doesn't increase revenue or business.
No, it does not. And I mean, even with the John Moxley nail spot, even when people were talking about it, they weren't talking positive. They were talking negative.
Yeah,
They were
you're a
talking
fucking
about
idiot.
how nasty of a spot it was, and why would you put that on TV? Like,
Still gets those social media views,
still, yeah. I guess
even
so.
if they're bad comments.
I guess that's what's more important nowadays is the social media views in the comments, not making sure that your product is able to be watched by a universal audience. Anyway, RFK Jr.'s niece, Zoe Hines, is officially a part of the new PC rookie class. Now, I don't know if you all saw, but there was some commotion online about this the last couple of days, stating that before she even had her tryout at the SummerSlam tryouts, that she was basically already handpicked to come into the company because of her political ties. And would I say that this is believable? I mean, yeah, because WWE is a supporter of Trump's office, and they are big supporters of RFK as well. They are a part of his health program, I believe. Like, I think they're like one of the main sponsors or supporters for it, WWE. So it doesn't necessarily surprise me, but at the same time, the part that the IWC is not thinking about is wrestlers don't like that. They don't like it when someone just basically gets a free ride in because of who they know.
Yep.
They get very, very offended by that. So all I could really say is she's gonna have to work like 3 times as hard as everybody else in order to actually be taken seriously.
Yep. So in a way, they just killed her because they basically took her and jumped her over everyone. And from all the women below her now are going to look at that and they're going to see, okay, has she paid any dues? What has she done to get here? How many years does she have for the business?
Yep.
It's not going to help her backstage at all. So like you said, Eric, she has to show that she belongs and earns that respect. And that's going to be a grind. But they already jumped her and killed her already. So I think she's a dead woman on arrival, in my opinion.
I hope not. Like, I hope she still has some form of hope with having a career there, but only time will tell, honestly.
Like when people get rushed in because of previous status or like the celebrity plugins or somebody who just knows somebody, there's one aspect that's like winning over the locker room and the workers and being able to be part of it. The other aspect is winning over the fans because the fans may see things differently.
Exactly.
Like you might win over one and not the other. I don't know what backstage things happen for somebody like a Logan Paul when he showed up. Like, I mean, the guy could go in the ring, so he was able to earn a spot with the fans. I don't know what the back end is like. And then you look at others where like Ava's involvement in NXT. She wasn't any
Well, she
good
no
at
longer.
anything.
Now she got
Yeah,
released.
she wasn't any good at anything. They pushed and they tried and they pushed and they tried, but
Yeah, no, she just was not like. I just don't think she had an interest in. I just don't think she necessarily had an interest in professional wrestling.
And didn't put the work in. From what I've heard, apparently she was training at the Performance Center for a full year. No improvement. That kind of shocks me. If you're training for a full year and there's no improvement of anything, that's not good.
Well, you could be going through the
That just
motions.
tells me
You
that
can
you
show
don't-
up.
I mean,
not
I-
put in the work.
yeah, like if you're just showing up and not putting in the work, then there's not really going to be any improvement whatsoever. So I just like that just right there tells me that she didn't want to really, she just didn't really want to do it. It wasn't really something that had a strong interest. Connor, the Deuce is here. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Hey, Connor. How's it going?
Hey, Connor.
And then now SmackDown is reportedly going back to 2 hours at the end of June, early July. Thank God. 3 hours is way too fucking much. You already have to deal with that on Mondays.
Are they going to squeeze the 3 hours worth of ads into 2 hours now?
Oh, God. That probably is what's going to happen.
No, my God. Okay, this is a huge pet peeve of mine for many years. Okay, it's one thing if a monthly show or like a pay-per-view is 3 hours. That's the big show. You build up to it. But a weekly televised show, 3 hours is way too long. Way too long for a wrestling show. And they've done this so many times with SmackDown. And 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. 3 hours doesn't work. It doesn't draw. Less people watch as the show progresses. And I'll give you one example because there's so much examples why it doesn't work. But one of the biggest examples why a 3-hour weekly wrestling show doesn't work. Everything's drawn out. Matches going too long, segments going too long, and it's going to go at a snail's pace. People are going to fall asleep or click, and they're done. You lost the viewer.
Right.
Like they got to hook. In a 3-hour show, you can't do that. Maybe with the right writing you can, but they're not in a position. They don't have the writers or a talent over enough to do that. So I'm delighted about time. And at the same time, this shows that no matter how many times they try doing it, it doesn't work. And it makes them look stupid, in my opinion.
Yeah, I like the 2-hour format better as well. Selfishly, I'm on the East Coast as well, far east, Atlantic Canada. So it means I don't have to stay up so damn late. Finish watching SmackDown. Yeah. But I like what they're doing with Netflix, and I get it because they're not bound to a TV time slot anymore, where they can just like for Raw, they're like, we'll let Raw be as long as we need Raw to be. Like it's not exactly 2 hours; it's give or take.
Yeah.
I wish we could move some of the other shows to streaming native and get rid of the TV deals to do that with. That'd be great.
Hell yeah. No, it would. Now, some other stuff that we had happen this week. All of NXT's content, weekly shows, and PLEs will now air exclusively on the CW network. So all future PLEs will be on the CW app. From what I understand, the CW app is free, so it's not necessarily something people will have to pay for. Oh, look, something that WWE gave us that's actually free. It's a fucking miracle.
Thank you, TKO. Watch NXT.
Yeah.
You guys gotta move to Canada. It's so much easier to watch their stuff when you're outside of the US.
Yeah, because
it's all on Netflix.
Yeah, here in Canada, we have everything on Netflix. Yes.
Saturday night's main event and AAA are on YouTube. Everything else is just Netflix. Yeah.
You know that we don't have is WCW, ECW, the actual good stuff on Netflix, which they should add.
Some of it, yeah. I guess the WCW, ECW isn't necessarily there. They did.
We don't have AWA, no territorial, no WWF. We have
none of that old stuff. They added some old WWF and WWE content recently, like this year. The Wrestling Classic, is that what it was called?
Yeah, that was the second pay if you have the WrestleMania one.
Yeah, that was sick. I love that. I remember watching that when I was a kid.
Hell yeah. Now, we did also have some debuts in NXT this past week as Evil made his debut on NXT. No Name has been announced, and I swear to God, if you do some stupid bullshit where it's like this is live, I'll be like, I'm gonna come down there with my steel toe boots, and I will kick every last one of you in the goddamn dick. Put some real goddamn thought into his name. Then we did also see former Progress World Champion Will Cruz make his NXT debut. Then Rain Leverkusen, now known as Lizzie Rain, made her debut, and she's gonna be a star. I'm gonna say that right now. She's gonna be a fucking star over there. That finisher, Thunderstruck. Oh my God, I love it.
That's the highest step in Sigiri, right?
Yeah.
It's not an Enzuigiri. It's a step up. It's a step up Shining Wizard. It's a knee strike.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, so literally what she does is that she gets plopped up, she brings the knee back, and then bop.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
It looks pretty cool. It depends on the person she's working with, I think, a lot as well. I thought Nikita looked slightly ready for it few seconds too early in that match. Like, she was like, I'm here to catch you right before it happens. The strike looks amazing, but yeah, I want to see it happen a bunch more times to see how the person she's working with handles it.
Seeing that this is the next topic we're going to go into real quick before I name off the other two people, how the fuck does Nikita Lyons keep on surviving the releases?
Right? She keeps popping back.
How does she keep surviving? I swear to God, she's got to be twerking for one. She's got to be twerking for Mark Shapiro. Anyway, now Cam Hendricks and Tristan Angels from Evolve also made their NXT debuts this past week. Those I'm excited for. Cam Hendricks has really come into his character a lot, and I'm excited to see the work that he does in NXT. Just like with Shiloh Hill, because Shiloh Hill was the season 2 LFG winner, and oh my God, I love him. I love his character. It is so much fun. Like that one time where like everyone's cars are fucking taken apart, and Sean finds him and he's like, "What did you do?" And I'm like, "Well, I was looking for a piece, so I tore apart this car and it wasn't in there. So I tore apart that car and then that car and then that car."
No, a mechanic gimmick written the right way would be very entertaining and get that guy over.
Oh, dude,
just go around stealing parts, being like the new repo man, just stealing parts. That'd be very entertaining.
Oh, he's already over. Like people love him. I can tell. And now, going into this past week's releases, there were a lot, quite heartbreaking. Now, just to go down the list, we saw Andre Trace, Alba Fire, Zoe Stark, the entire Wyatt Six, which tore me to pieces when I heard that. I was so mad when I heard the Wyatt Six got released. That was stupid. Dante Chen, Apollo Crews, Alistair Black, Zelina, Kairi Sane, Motor City Machine Guns, Santos Escobar, Tyson DuPont, Tyreek Igwe, Chris Island, Tyra May Steele, Serena Linton, Trill London, Malik Blade, Luca Crucifino, and Carly Bright. Do you guys have any thoughts on any of the releases?
I do. I want to start with Zoe Stark because they released her when she was not cleared. And in my opinion, that's cold. That is fucked up that they did that to her. That she was not cleared.
Yes.
And I don't know my legal stuff, so I don't know if that's a lawsuit or anything like that. But that is some cold-hearted shit. Here she is with a bad, like, broken knee, I think it was, right? Or ankle. And she had to
multiple tears in her knee. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. She had to get surgery. Was out for a long time. Is working on coming back. Oh, hey, by the way, we're letting you go while hurt.
Yeah. She's the one that stings the most for me too. The potential is just crazy.
As for the YS6, and I believe I said this with Monkey for last week's show, they were dead on arrival, in my opinion, because of two reasons. Number one, that picture, Whataburger, that same night got leaked. You killed the kayfabe of the characters. And two, you have bookers handling a theatrical horror type of characters when bookers know nothing besides booking wrestling matches. This is where they need writers to come in that are outside the bubble to write theatrical horror-esque type of storylines for them to give them meat to work with. Bookers can't do that. Maybe very little, but bookers that they got there, like Pritchard, the Walrus, which is Paul Heyman, Michael Hayes, and Triple H, they're so far behind the times, they're not going to understand what they need to do to get this group over. They started off well with the bipolar vignettes in a way, when Bo Dallas was talking to himself, to Uncle Howdy, but they didn't do anything. They just became another face on the roster,
Yep.
unfortunately, where they had potential. And it's a shame. What a waste. You know what? A waste of signings and a waste. Like, if you're going to put all this money and time in it, and you're not going to try to do something with them, and I don't know if this is true or not. There's a report saying TKO and Mark Shapiro and those guys, they don't like dark characters. Well, dark characters get over. Taker, Stain, Kane, Vampiro, just name some there. And another one kind of is unfortunate. I guess husband and wife. I think they're married. Aleister Black and Selena Vega. I may not be diehard fans of them, but they're slowly getting them together as the dark couple. There was something maybe there for those two if the writing was good, and they just dropped it. And at the end
Right.
of the day, I wish them nothing but the best in their future endeavors. And like you said, Eric, before we went live, there's so many options to go work that they'll get picked up right away, and everyone can make a good living. And I wish everyone the best that were released.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, a few notes there. Zoe Stark is the one that hurt me the most, and not even because of the injury status, but I when she came up, I seen her as like young Triple H in the way of this wealth of potential that they just got to figure out how to use, right? If they could figure out how to tap into her and use her right, she was going to be a big star. And she's not done. She's going to move on and do some more stuff. But her path drastically changed now. And Santos, like, there's not a spot for him in AAA,
Right, I forgot about him. Yeah, like because
right?
he was part of what LWO, right? Or
Yeah,
is that not a thing anymore?
not really, not now, but like
Okay, but yeah,
he'd be
they could have sent him
great.
down.
Like they own AAA, like yeah, put him down there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Like kind of what ECW and WWE did in the late '90s. If they're not going to be on the show, send them down. Just keep them on the payroll. They're at least
Right.
being used.
Yep.
Because
I didn't,
he's
I didn't
got
think
the
of that.
skills, he's got the talent, he's got the history, right? So it all just makes sense down there. Great heel when you use him that way too.
Yeah, because they
Oh,
did it with Chad
100%.
Gable and Kaiser. They sent them down to
Yeah,
AAA under their
Yeah.
gimmicks.
that's coming to a head here soon too.
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
100%.
Uh,
Now, Deuce, this will usually be the part where I have some questions written out, but because of all the
okay.
craziness that I've had going on, I didn't write any out. So I'm just going to start asking some stuff off the dome.
Cool.
So you do quite a bit for IPW.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, being online personality, writer, booker, ring announcer, commentator, backstage correspondent. I mean, is there anything in IPW you don't do? I mean, it seems like the only thing you haven't done is take a bump.
I I haven't taken a bump outside of a practice ring playing by myself. Um, nothing with anybody else yet. What else have I not done? Not a whole lot of setting up the ring. I'm usually running around organizing stuff while we're doing our setup. So, but we have a dedicated ring crew for that.
Right.
Yeah, it's funny. I wasn't even involved originally. So you've had Justin Summers on here a few times, one of my business
Yep.
partners there. He picked up IPW. It was a existing company here that had failed, shut down, and the previous owner was like, "I have all these assets. I can sell them off." Justin and a few others picked it up. And I was the late addition. They made an announcement about purchasing the company and how they're going to build it back up from the ground. I just saw that, happened to see it online, and reached out to them, wondering how I could potentially be involved. And apparently, they were like, "Oh, you want to do stuff? Here's lots of stuff."
That's typically how that works out. I've learned that with NWA, working with them, that as soon as they notice you're useful, they're like, "Oh, useful people, hey, do all this."
Yeah.
And I'm joking with saying that, by the way. Now,
Deuce, I have a question there for you. So, what
Yeah.
made you want to get in the wrestling business? Like, what part of it, like, got your attention the most? Like, was it something like you said? Do you like the producing in? Do you like the announcing in? Do you like the behind the scenes setting up stuff? Like, what made you attracted and wanted to get involved in the business?
Right. So I've been like hardcore fan from when I was really little, right? Like Yeah, way back then. I'm old now too, so always been this fan. I say always. There was during the PG era, I kind of drifted completely away, uh, and only recently had been exposed to local indie wrestling. So it was only kind of introduced to that maybe a year before getting involved in IPW.
Okay.
But what had happened, I don't know if it's a midlife crisis or what, but I was like, I've messed around with a bunch of hobbies and I've never gotten any of them into like a business or something kind of concrete. And before this IPW opportunity come up, I started playing around with making YouTube videos and YouTube shorts. And I was like, well, what am I going to make them about? And I just started harvesting old wrestling footage and, making little wrestling videos and stuff. And it kind of started to take off a little bit, a few thousand subscribers. I was like, this is neat. And then just when I seen this opportunity, I just saw that IPW was starting something up from scratch. I was like, maybe this is the way to make a hobby or interest into something a little bit more real. But yeah, it's just been like lifelong hardcore fan. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man, that's awesome to hear. And keep on doing what you're doing, man. Like what you're doing has gotten you to where you're at right now. And just keep busting your ass, man. I love your work ethic. Seems like you're a good person. You're working hard, busting your ass, and they love having you, part of IPW.
Yeah. It's funny. The first time I had a microphone in my hand was walking out through the curtain at our first show. I was like, oh yeah, I'm the guy that goes out there and talks to everyone. I've never done this before. In that capacity. That being said, in a past life or elsewhere, I've hosted many of sessions like this with hundreds of people for anyway, other stuff that I do not wrestling related.
Well, that's awesome. No, that's good to hear. I love hearing stories, people that love the business, they're passionate about it, and just to hear they're starting to fulfill their dream, and they're like, wow, like here am I. I've been work hard. I love hearing that, man. And just keep doing what you're doing, brother. Keep doing what you're doing. They love you, and that's awesome to hear, man.
Yeah, thanks. That's wicked. And ring announcing was one of the suggestions too, right from the beginning. I was like,
do you find that hard, ring announcing? Like, do they force you to remember, or are allowed to like bring paper, and that's fine? And you just
So I've systematized that because I'm a software engineer by trade. So I actually print out custom-made cue cards with the event logo on them, and I'll fill them out with just a couple notes there. So I have things I can reference if I need to in the moment. Maybe a body weight or something might be something that kind of slips of mind. And I autograph them on the back, and then after they're used, they go to the merch table for fans to purchase, to then go and find the wrestler at the meet and greet to get them to autograph it as well.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah.
Cool little souvenir. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll be Eric. What you got?
All right. So, what would you say one of the biggest challenges has been coming into the wrestling industry for the first time?
In the independent wrestling industry, which is most of the wrestling industry, I guess, you're dealing with so many different independent contractors. It's like herding cats all the time, right? If we're able to be, I think the challenges would be less if the show was to the point and size that we had people under contract. I think it'd be a little bit easier to manage then. But at this point, it's a bunch of independent companies competing with each other for a pool of independent contractors. It's a lot of moving parts. That's the challenge. And then personalities with every one of those.
That's true.
Moving parts.
Right. Now we do have a comment here from Mike. Who's that handsome bastard on the bottom? I assume he is referring to the Deuce.
Oh,
once
Mike.
again.
That's
The Deuce is on. We better watch out, women. The Deuce is on the loose.
Now,
use that your slogan.
What would you say makes IPW stand out from other independent promotions around not just the Canadian independent scene, but the United States independent scene as well? I always ask this to every promoter or anybody that's involved in promotions, strictly if it's just one.
Right.
So just curious, in your own opinion, what would you say makes IPW stand out?
So at the surface level, we focus heavily into production and production quality. We want the shows to have a big show look and feel. We don't want it to look like just a empty gymnasium with the lights on indie show. So we present things for TV, for camera, and we live stream the shows as well. Where a lot of independent wrestling, at least in Canada, is not doing that yet. They're posting matches and stuff after the fact. They're not hosting premium live shows. So that's at the surface level. At the core, what ends up creating the product different. This is our biggest strength and our biggest weakness is we're paying our dues as we go. We are not wrestlers who retired and became promoters. We did not grow up through the system. I didn't go to a wrestling training facility myself, right? So there's a handful of people here in the ownership. We've got one guy on the board who is a wrestler, so we have that feedback and information. But we're like business people from different areas of media, concert promotion, and other things that kind of put us together. So we probably think a little bit differently than the average wrestling promotion.
Heck yeah.
Which is their biggest strength and weakness, right? Because then, we're going to learn things and make mistakes.
Of course. I mean, you're all. That's one thing I've learned working in the industry is that you're always learning, and you're going to learn from mistakes. You're going to make mistakes, but as long as you don't, what's the word I'm looking for here? As long as you don't just like live on that mistake, and it's like, oh my God, I fucked up, blah blah blah, and just more so move forward, and it's like, okay, how do I not?
Yeah, you get up and dust yourself off.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Get it back on.
Yeah. So I definitely understand what you mean by that. Now, final question.
Oh, I have one, but you go first.
Oh, go ahead, Brendan, and then I'll end with mine.
All right, I have one here for you. So, kind of like a goal kind of question. So, the next 5 years, do you have any goals that you're looking to accomplish being the rest of business? Like, are you is a goal of yours, okay, I want to be a personality on TV, I want to be a wrestler, I want to go to this promotion, maybe I want to make my own promotion. Do you have any goals that you got for the next 5 years being in the business?
I want to find ways to optimize kind of what we're doing, and maybe if I can do that better, I can maybe even share that with others, as in like optimizing putting together shows, booking shows, running shows, like create a bit of a system for something like that. That's a little side personal thing. As far as the Deuce on camera, I don't know. I'm kind of doing it now already. I like to expand. I've talked to a couple other promotions in the area, but potentially working with them for some spots, maybe in a manager context or guest context as opposed to a dedicated ring announcer. We'll see if any of that ever fills out or not. But IPW keeps me pretty busy. I've got a weekly web show I got to record and edit. And between booking, running the company, and then being the face in the ring, that's quite a bit of it. I don't know. It's hard to tell. As far as the promotion and the promoter side, I just want to see it grow. We're kind of internet facing, kind of internet first. So while we need to cater to the local audience to get butts and seats and, have that excitement in the room, we're creating a product for the internet at the same time. So we want to see that side of it take off.
Hell yeah. No, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, go ahead. Eric, you said you had one more.
Yeah. Now, you just got done with the show, finished up, breaking everything down, all that jazz. You're on your way home. Where are you stopping to grab a bite to eat?
Oh, yeah. Burger King.
Burger King. Okay.
Thank you. I love my Burger King. Thank you.
All right. So what's the order?
It is a poutine, and it is a bacon double cheeseburger, probably with a cherry Coke for the drink. Big treat. So my wife doesn't necessarily like Burger King, so the odd time we do eat out, it ends up not being there. So on the way home from the show, it's my pick, and that's what I get.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice. So now our open discussion topic for this week. In your guys' opinion, if WrestleMania was the desired end of her career, did AJ Lee put over anyone in a way that they were better off than before she came back last year?
No. And I'll tell you why. Becky Lynch is already established. She didn't need to really do that for Becky. If it's like a young talent that needed the rub and they're trying to get over to build a future star, then that'll be a different story. Since Becky Lynch is already established and already has a name, I'm going to say no because of that, because it didn't really do anything for Becky. Becky already came in as an established name. If it was like a Tiffany Stratton or like a young name, then yes, absolutely. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay with no because of that situation, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree as well. I could have done without the entire return. Actually, I don't think she provided a whole lot of value. I get it
Same.
was nostalgic for a lot of fans, and I missed that, as I mentioned before. A lot of the PG era I didn't pay attention to, so I was not a fan at the time during her previous run. So to me, I didn't think she performed as good as big name coming back should have, and it wasn't nostalgic for me because I didn't have that history.
Yeah, no, it seemed to me also it seemed a little bit underwhelming because she didn't really even have all that many matches to begin with.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I'm not sure if it's like an injury thing to where like her body just isn't able to take it as much as it used to, but at the end of the day, it was definitely it was a very underwhelming run for me.
yeah. She should have ended up. If they wanted to belt her again and do something like that, they should have put her in a tag team with somebody young. Like, I don't know, Intercontinental just didn't make sense for me.
Right.
It
No,
was
I
just
completely,
to like get that checkbox that she had that title too, because it didn't exist in her previous career.
exactly. Now, to hop into the Indieverse, our final topics for today. Zamea is now officially signed with MLW. The announcement was made this past week. Congratulations to her. She is an amazing female talent. Been working a lot with NWA New Mexico and is currently their Enchanted champion. So congratulations to her. Very excited to see the work that she does in MLW. Then also former MLW COO James St. Laurent is now the president for the Lingerie Fighting Championship.
Now, hurry up. Okay, we got a promotion we got to hook up with.
The Lingerie Fighting Championship?
Yeah, to open up for NWA and JCW.
Oh, jeez. Maybe JCW. I'm not sure about NWA. Now, MLW CMLL will be happening this weekend, as well as GCW Express Lane 2026, as well as House of Glory, Glory to the Globe. All of these shows will be available on Triller TV Plus. So if y'all want to go watch it there. And now, without further ado, we're going to go into my little plugs. If you haven't already, go over to NWAmerch.shop. Go buy some fucking merch. If you haven't already, you're cursed. Now, also, go to NationalWrestlingAlliance.com. Check out all of the happenings right now. If you haven't heard, we are officially moving to Comet TV tonight, Friday, 10 p.m. Brand new episode of NWA Power, the Crockett Cup. Officially, well, I can't say it officially kicks off because it already officially kicked off. Now the Crockett Cup event is kicking off officially tonight, Friday, 10 p.m. Then tomorrow on Saturday, we will have another new episode of NWA Power at 4 p.m. and a repeat at 12 o'clock midnight on Comet TV. And from there on, every Saturday at 4 p.m., you can catch NWA Power on Comet TV. If you don't have it on your local TV network, there's a website that literally runs their TV station all day, every day, 24/7, 365, and you can go on there and watch it. Now, I'm trying to think of other things that I have to plug. Shit. Exodus Pro Wrestling. Make sure you go to Mass Exodus May 30th. If you haven't bought your tickets yet, buy them now. Bear Bronson will be there. Richard Holiday will be there. Pretty Boy, Pastor CeeLo, your mama, everybody. Now, Brandon, give the JCW plug.
Yeah, guys, JCW Lunacy every Thursday night, 7 o'clock Eastern on YouTube. Come on, check us out. If you like good Attitude Era ECW type of shows, you'll like JCW. You can find me at patreon.com/RussoTWC. I'm there with the Frontline once a month with Russo and Jeff Lane, where we castrate your lovely dirt sheet marks that deserve it. And you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and X at Catman580. If you want to check out my content and give me a follow. All right, the Deuce, let's get your plugs, my friend. I want the people out there get to follow your shit and check out IPW. So what you got for us?
Yeah. So IPW Wrestling is where we're at pretty much everywhere. So you want to make sure you reach out, follow us. May 16th, we've got the Game on Island Rumble coming up. So the 25-man Rumble, where the winner gets a title shot for the IPW Heavyweight Championship in July at Game Over. So those are our big events that are coming up. They'll be live streamed as well. The VIP shows, the VIP matches are live streamed on our Patreon just for ringside members. We usually have high stakes matches in those VIP. It's not an undercard of students. And then main show live streamed on YouTube. So you're going to want to check those out. And for me personally, you can usually find me anywhere at Deuce Mania, YouTube and Instagram, Facebook.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, with all that being said, guys, we hope you all have a good week. Have a good weekend. Oh, and because I didn't fit in, fuck Dave Meltzer.
Oh, yeah. Fuck Dave. Yeah. My bad. Fuck Dave Meltzer. That goblin.
Maybe that's going to do one too. Fuck Dave Meltzer.
See y'all next week.